too close. Yeah. Hey, my name's Amea and welcome back. Have a little break. Thank you, Hadley, for the sneeze or the cough. I'm not sure what that was. I've had a little break, which I haven't actually had like ever. And there's a few reasons. I just want to talk to you about them because, you know, there's a multitude of reasons. There's no one XYZ thing, and this isn't like a video about exposing people or anything. It's just about all the things kind of going on with me and with this channel that we have here. And yeah, I just want to talk to you guys about it. Oh my goodness, my voice just broke. Before I get back into making, you know, videos and stuff. That's gross, May, so gross. I've been doing YouTube for quite a while now, and you know, I originally started because my partner Adam told me ages ago, you know, you need to make a video introducing your salon, and that video is private now, so you guys can see it. And a bunch of my like first videos were private because I was like really scripted. Like I thought I'd write every single thing down and, you know, follow exactly what I wanted to say in the video. So, you know, I didn't really like a lot of those videos. I mean, they were edited well, which was good, but yeah, they just, you know, weren't really me. Hadley. Oh my god, Hadley, stop it! I'm just sitting in the lounge room, by the way. My filming room is way too messy to sit in because it's just stressing me out, so I don't want to have to look at that right now. Usually they don't get to sit around when I'm filming because I like shut them out of the room. But yeah, a lot of my earlier videos, you know, I didn't really like that much, but Adam got me into it, which was good. And you know, he taught me how to edit with Premiere Pro, which was so hard. Oh my god, I'm stuck under the couch. It was so hard, but so worth it now. I actually really love editing most of the time. The only time I don't like editing is when my arthritis is playing up. So, you know, I haven't really gone into that either too much here. I can always talk to you guys about that more later. I'm like, okay girls, no fighting while mommy films, okay? Inside voices, please. So yeah, I started doing it to promote, you know, my salon, and the salon was doing really well and blah blah blah, and I was working for myself. I didn't have any other jobs. I've been, you know, solely self-employed for like 6 years, five years or something, a long time now. So, you know, I've got staff as well, and you know, it's been a thing. So that was doing well, and I was, you know, starting to get more and more into the social media and, you know, creating like reviews and lots of different things that I enjoyed making about makeup. And then, you know, as I got into last year was a really bad year for me, and I didn't go into it at the time because I didn't want to upset the person who had kind of like screwed me over, or the two people really who'd kind of screwed me over, because at the end of the day, you know, it's my business. It's not their business, it's not their problem. I didn't want them to think that I was bitching about whatever happened to make them feel bad, when I understand that, you know, it's my business, it's my problem. So I just kind of held all my, you know, issues in last year, and it was a really hard year for me because yeah, I had staff leave with little to no notice. One was with 2 days, and then the other one was with an hour's notice. You know, she's just like, my bus didn't come and I'm going home. I'm not coming in anymore. I was like, great, you know, I offered to pay for you to get Ubers here, but sure. It was really hard, it was really stressful. I always tried to be, you know, like my staff's friends, and it just meant that, you know, they didn't really respect me as a boss, which was kind of, you know, sad. So when it all happened, whatever. Anyway, so it was really hard for me. I had so much work to do, and I really just started getting super into making videos, and I kind of went onto autopilot towards, you know, like the mid to end of last year, because I was doing, you know, like 2 to 3 people's work, and it was just me, and then I was still making videos, and I was doing so much. So from the outside, most people probably wouldn't have realized, you know, what was going on, because I was still keeping up with everything, but it was a chore. It wasn't enjoyable anymore. It was, yeah, a chore. And don't get me wrong, I was really happy, especially with my Instagram videos, because I love the creative side and editing and, you know, the finished look and, you know, cool effects and stuff. So I was proud of, you know, those videos that I was making and stuff, but, you know, that was kind of about it. I was also really struggling with my health last year. So yeah, I touched on it briefly, you know, my problems with arthritis and stuff, and it's, you know, I'm thinking it's probably was triggered triggered from the stress. Triggered is stress triggered. So I think that's what happened, because yeah, my hands were swelling, and I always kind of had this problem where I had like a little bit of a tremor in my hand, but it was never that bad. But it started getting worse, and you know, pain was like going everywhere, and nerve pain was just like shooting, you know, up and down my arms and in my leg, and it was all kinds of stuff like that. And the more I pushed, the worse it got. And it wasn't until I actually had to like pull back, I had to pull myself back a little bit. I didn't really get a chance to until the end of the year, but it wasn't until then that I realized actually it's not really all of those things, it's my joints are swelling. And since I'm swelling so much, it's putting all this pressure on my like nerves and stuff. So that's where it's getting all of the issues from. I think it's just from stress. It's like triggered that kind of reaction. You know, I did lots of tests and stuff, and yeah, they think it's probably like the start of an autoimmune thing, but it doesn't show up yet. So, you know, I just get to enjoy all of the fun side effects of, you know, the issues that I'm having. But that's fine, I'm kind of managing them now. So this year, you know, I was like, great, you know, I'm gonna cut back, and like as of, you know, Christmas break, I just was like in my salon, like I didn't book anyone all of January, and then when I came back, I've only had like a very small handful of people who've been coming like the longest to me, who, you know, have been like loyal and faithful to my business the whole time. So, you know, I'm only doing a really small handful, and they know that if I'm having, you know, bad pain day, or if I'm having, you know, if I have an event come up maybe, then they're happy to be a bit more flexible, because yeah, they want to see me and stuff, and then everyone else can see the other girls and stuff who I've trained. So that allows me, one, to not be using my hands so much, two, to focus on, you know, creating content, and then, well, I guess now, three, the new business that I started. So taking off January, it was really exciting and stressful. And if you go to my videos from January, I was, you know, like, yeah, we're gonna smash this year. Last year was so shit, like this year's gonna be so much better. I'm not complaining, this year has been a lot better. Now, I haven't exactly achieved all of my goals, but I've achieved other goals which have been, you know, weren't even on my list. I didn't think they were achievable. You know, like my brand collab with Sigma, that was, oh my goodness, that was like more of a long-term goal. I didn't think I would get to, you know, do something like that so soon. So, you know, while I say, you know, I haven't reached all my goals this year, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because I've still, at this point, I'm really happy with everything that I've done so far, and starting another business, and it's just been, you know, that's been really, really exciting. But at the start of the year, I was starting to get really stressed, because, you know, I'd taken off January to really like... Okay, I'm gonna interrupt for just a second. I'm watching this, and I don't quite make sense here. What I mean was, when I took off January to focus on my content, the issue that came out of that was I put too much pressure on myself. I put too much pressure on myself. I was like, this is going to be my schedule. This is going to be how things go. Just to keep up with putting out content, not necessarily, you know, the content that I put thought into, like the level of thought that I wanted to put into it, if that makes any more sense. I don't know. Anyway. But it wasn't until, well, I mean, all year really, my friend Steph, who you guys know, you've seen her maybe in a couple videos, if you follow me on Instagram, maybe like a little bit there, she's always saying, Amea, like if I watched your videos and I didn't know you, I wouldn't know you. And she would always be telling me to talk more about real things, and I just didn't really know how to do that the right way, where I didn't want to come across like I was complaining, or I didn't want to come across, you know, like I was looking for attention or anything like that. And I'm not. It's just, I always found, and I do this, like with most of my editing, I'd sit down to film a video where I was, you know, getting ready or doing XYZ, and I was also talking about what's been going on with me and what's been going on in my life and just in general. But then, you know, when I get to editing it, I'd be like, wow, this video is so long. I cut out this, I cut out that, I cut out everything about me, about my personality. So, you know, that's why I guess you guys maybe don't necessarily or have a stronger connection to me as maybe I would have liked, some of you guys, it's amazing, the comments, the support is really, really beautiful. I do notice the same names come up quite a lot, which is really nice. Kind of creepy on the fashion videos when it's creepy guys. Please stop or I'm gonna have to block you. But yeah, I do really appreciate the genuine support, and I don't quite know how to handle some of it. You know, if someone, you know, writes like your body's goals, I'm just like, because I'm not happy. I don't think anyone is ever really happy. I mean, it's just, I guess something that I'm working on, but I'm not happy every day. I'm happy at points of the day, but I'm not happy every day. So I don't know, it's just, I feel like I'm going like all over the place with what I'm talking about now. I kind of knew this would happen. I'm so bad at staying on topic, but I just have so many things that have just been going on in my head, and I just haven't really got a chance to talk about them, and it's stressful. It's stressful. I didn't actually realize that I got stressed. Like, I always knew I did. You know, I used to work in retail and management, and I am really good under pressure. Something happens, you know, big, everyone's like, oh my god, what do I do? And I'm just like, this is what we're doing, XYZ, it's done. I handle it, whatever, get home that night, maybe I'll have nightmares or something. So I knew that I always internalized my stress. So, you know, I didn't think that I actually got stressed though. You know, I was like, oh, whatever, I have like my nightmare, whatever, then it's over. Yeah, I guess I take on too much, and I think, oh, you know, this isn't going to take that long, and then something that's, you know, maybe not necessarily as big a job, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to take me so long. And if I plan out, you know, what I'm going to do in a day, I never hit all of my goals, because I'm like, this is only going to take me an hour, and then it takes me 10 hours, and it's just like, great, great. And I don't know, it's just, I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. My brain's hurting. Moving on to my next point, I don't really like to film if I'm not in the mood. So, you know, you see some YouTubers or whatever, and they say, oh, you know, I haven't had a video in all this time because like I just didn't feel like doing it, which is fair enough. I completely relate. So what I would do is when I was in the mood, I would bulk film heaps of stuff, and then, you know, just edit it and release it as normal. And then, you know, if I had like another day not too soon after that where I was again in the mood, I'd just like bulk film some more stuff. And, you know, then I just like kind of mix up all the videos and put them out and stuff. So you may have noticed, you know, sometimes maybe I look the same in some of my videos or whatever, and that's why, because, you know, I was in the mood to film that day. But more recently, it got to the point where I just wasn't in the mood at all. To the point where I was like, I'm just gonna miss an upload. I'm just gonna miss 2 uploads. And then I was thinking more and more about it, and I didn't know what I wanted to make. And I guess it is because I have been cutting out so much of me in the videos, just trying to make stuff that I like to make. Don't get me wrong, I do like doing makeup, I do like doing fashion and stuff, but I do cut out so much that I don't feel like there's much of me in there by the time I'm finished making those videos. And at the same time, I also don't want to just put out the same video every single time. And I was looking at it, and like my last 3 videos, I think, were all just like fashion try-on videos. I love them, but I don't want that to be me. That doesn't define me. That's not me every single video. So I was like, I don't know what to do. And then all of this stuff in the beauty community was popping off, and then, but this like beauty community is so toxic. And I noticed especially at VidCon this weekend, because I went to Australia's VidCon this weekend, just gone, it's Tuesday now. And you know, I met a lot of creators there, and they weren't all necessarily beauty. Most of them weren't. They would be like tech, gaming, education, like some arts and crafts, lots and lots of different kinds. And you know, they would ask like, oh, you know, do you do lots of collabs? Like, how do you grow? How do you do this and that? And I was like, oh, to be honest, like, no. And they're like, why don't you just do collabs? Like, collabs are so good, it's so much fun, blah, 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 blah. And it's hard in the beauty community, collabs. I feel like the beauty community aren't as trusting, and I'm really, like, I have this fear of being the annoying person, or I don't like people to ever feel like I'm using them. So, you know, I've only asked someone to collab once, and it completely blew up in my face, and I was like, okay, never again. And I'd been scared to do it before that, and scared ever since. So I don't know, I just would rather, and I do genuinely rather just hang out with someone. It's if I feel like I have a fun idea or a cool idea, something really specific that makes sense to do, you know, I would think it would be okay to put that forward to someone that, you know, I already kind of know. But, you know, whatever, it is what it is. But I'm just, you know, I just don't want to ask to do collabs, and I've had people ask to do them with me. Actually, that's a lie. Oh, I've done collabs, don't get me wrong. Other people have asked me to do them, but I mean me actually asking them. And whenever someone asks me to do a collab, I ask them, like, you know, a bunch of times leading up to it, like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you happy? Like, I'm happy, but, you know, I want to give them a chance to back out. And I guess it's just this, yeah, like, insecurity that I have. Like, I feel like I have nothing to offer them, and you know, I want to give them an out because I just don't feel like I'm, you know, that great. So when all these people in all these different niches, they're asking, like, you know, do you do collabs? Collabs are so great. I'm like, the beauty community isn't like that. Don't get me wrong, it is. Some people have, you know, great friends and they do their collabs and they put each other in all of their videos, and yeah, definitely people do it, but it's not really a trusted thing. And I guess it's because you do see so much in the beauty community, especially, people using each other to grow themselves and elevate themselves, which is 1000% not what I'm about. I always would help other people, and I would give them, you know, particular like contacts or whatever, because I wanted to help them. You know, that's just the kind of person I was. I'd be like, did you get an invite? No. Okay, cool, I'm gonna ask for a +1 and you can come too. That's just what I like to do, and that's why I started my other business, which is an agency, because I was seeing so many friends in the industry getting taken advantage of by brands. So that's just, yeah, a little bit about that. So I know that I have good intentions all the time. Now I have to be like a little bit more careful. I don't just give out contacts to anyone who asks, because, you know, I do have my agency. I need to look after my girls. I want them to do really, really well. I want everyone to do really well, and I'm happy to like help them out if they help me out a little bit in return. But, you know, my main focus is really like, you know, helping my girls like dominate, because they're freaking awesome. So that's, yeah, I like helping other people. So that's the thing about the stupid collaborations. That's what I keep coming back to. So many of the people were saying, just do collaborations. I'm like, it doesn't work. Beauty isn't that, like, this community isn't that trusting. And you see it all the time. Just look at anybody drama channel, you'll see them talking about, you know, how so-and-so used Jeffree Star, these people use Jeffree Star, and just one example. So, and there's many more examples on like mid-levels and small levels, as opposed to just like, you know, them, which are like, you know, the top tier kind of influencers and stuff. So I was talking to someone on Instagram DMs, and they have quite a big following, and they have helped other people, and I've seen them be burnt by other people using them to grow themselves. And, you know, this particular person didn't really do that to someone else to get where they were. They just did it on their own because they've been doing it for a while. And, you know, I was just, you know, complained about someone on Insta stories, which isn't even a, you know, that issue's gone now, whatever, but they're like, oh, this is why I'm happy to have got where I got by myself. And I just had such mixed emotions about that. Like, yes, I 1000% agree, like, you don't want to use anyone to get where you got, and you don't want to feel like you always are in debt to someone for helping elevate you. So I get that, but then at the same time I was like, that's so sad that our community has to be this way. And they're not necessarily like beauty specifically, they're a bit, sorry, we stopped filming. They're, yeah, like more general, they're not really beauty anyway. They do some beauty, but they're not just beauty. So but it's just so sad that, yeah, the community has to be that way, that you have to do it by yourself. We shouldn't have to. We should be elevating each other. And that's where everyone gets so wrong, is by thinking everyone is competition, and not everyone is competition, and not every little move is tactical. Some people are genuine, and, you know, they have people's best interests in mind. For example, like with, you know, my brushes that I sent out, I could have just, you know, chosen to send them to like a bunch of like massive people, or like, you know, pay people to promote them or whatever it would be, but I just, you know, wanted to do it as like a goodwill gesture to some people, you know, in the industry that I look up to and respect, or, you know, just like as a thank you for kind of being there with no obligation to do anything. So, you know, I could have done whatever I wanted, but yeah, I sent them to some people who are smaller and probably not going to really help as much as like potentially sending it to someone else. But, you know, I'm just, yeah, I'm just not like that. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just, yeah, some people just like read into stuff so much. And that brings me to another point, the tea, you know, spilling the tea. There's this guru forum that someone sent me a screenshot in where I was mentioned in it, and okay, about me, what they said, like, not that bad really, but the fact that something that isn't, like, it's not true, it's not true at all. So it's like, if that's what they're saying about me with no proof, no evidence, nothing about something that's not even important, how much of what is out there that people are getting so worked up about is over literally nothing. And it's stuff that's more important though. They're over, you know, people's actual careers, and they're like destroying them, or I don't know, it's ridiculous. So I'm just gonna tell you the example so you can see it's really, really nothing. It was actually the thread about this other person that I was mentioned in was like nasty. It was really nasty. I was like, what the hell is wrong with people? But you know, it's about like designer pieces, and then they, you know, dragged me into it, like, oh yeah, Mia bought a Gucci belt. I guess this time of year everyone just gets their tax back, and you know, the beauty people spend it on designer stuff. And I was like, huh, I have my own business, I don't get tax back ever. I pay tax, GST, every single quarter, and then at the end of the year I lodge my tax and I pay more tax. So I don't get this money back. It's actually like the worst time of year for me for money, really. But I did actually end up editing it out of the video where, you know, I did like my Gucci haul, like my first Gucci haul. So I did edit it out because the video was getting too long. Again, me editing out the stories and the fun bits, I guess, and the bits that would make stuff make more sense. I got a payout from a privacy complaint that I had to put in about a business that leaked my information, and I had a stranger texting me, freaking me out. So that's why I did it. And you know, I wasn't like massive payout, but it was enough to pay off like a little bit of my credit card, and then buy myself a little something. So that's it, guys. That's it. There's no and see what I mean? Like, it's not what they said about, you know, me getting my tax back and buying designer stuff. That's not a bad thing, and that's not hurting anyone. I'm not upset by that comment. I was actually like, oh my god, yes, I made it finally, like mentioned in a guru forum, because I don't really get like upset by that kind of stuff. So, but I was more so just like really shocked that something like that was speculated, something so like minor. Then, you know, how do we know that everything else floating around about everyone else is even remotely real? It's so easy to fake stuff or say so-and-so did this or whatever, and either make up proof or just say it and have no proof. So I don't know, where is I going with this? My community has blown up. You know, the beauty community has kind of blown up, and I said on Instagram, you know, I'm kind of embarrassed to be a part of it at the moment, and I got really worked up, and I was on my Instagram stories, and I did a few things, and I started really emotional, and like I'm a big crier, and I don't like to cry on camera, so I just had to kind of stop, and I was like, sorry guys, gotta have a Trisha Paytas moment, because yeah, I was just getting worked up, and there's no reason for it. At the end of the day, I got some really good people in the beauty community, in the fashion community, whatever, in my little area, that are awesome. So that's really, really good. But it's still, I didn't know what content I wanted to make. I feel like this is the point I'm trying to make. Oh my goodness, guys, I am just around the place today. I didn't know what kind of content I wanted to make, because I felt that what I was giving wasn't enough. It wasn't giving anyone value. It was just another video. And I love those videos, and some of you guys really love them, and it does help you figure out, like, you know, sizing for buying stuff, for like fashion video. Oh my god, my throat is so dry. It does help, yeah, people still figure stuff out, but not to the same level. Like, I wanted something deeper, and I'm sorry, I'm just so dry. I just had to swap to my iPhone because my little vlog camera was about to die because I've been talking for so long. Hey Hadley, so cute. My issue was, I feel like I'm not bringing people value, and I feel like I'm not, I don't know, it's so hard. I just didn't know what to make. I didn't know what to do, and I just needed to take a break and think about it, and I wanted to go to VidCon and just, you know, kind of get remotivated, and that, if anything, like, confused me more. Oh my god, you can get the tail, because, you know, people were all saying, a bunch of people were saying, you know, be real, be authentic, be yourself, connect with your people. And then the other half was saying, you know, sometimes I just think of the video title before I even plan the video. And I'm like, so you just like clickbait basically. And I don't know, some stuff was helpful, you know, like little tips and tricks about just like optimizing stuff, which was, you know, good. But I don't know, the other side, they're just looking at me so funny. Oh my god, can you see? She's just looking at me. Does that show you? I actually have thought of some really interesting series that are interesting to me, and hopefully they'll be interesting to you guys as well. I think that they might be. So yeah, I have some more series that are kind of coming up that I'm planning on doing about some like behind the scenes stuff, and that's like behind the scenes just into my life, running basically 2 official businesses and, you know, my social accounts and stuff, which I do treat as a business. So 3 businesses, editing and content creation and how I do it, and because I actually, you know, really enjoy the editing side of things, and as well as, oh my goodness me, my beauty and fashion stuff as well. So I do have, yeah, some more things I just kind of want to break it up with, because I feel like just talking about beauty and just talking about fashion, it's just not deep enough for what I want at where I am in my life. So, you know, I am so much more than that, and I just haven't really got a chance to show you guys or anything. And I don't know where I'm looking, because like I'm looking here and my eyes, like the camera's here, so I'm just not used to like doing this on my phone. But yeah, this video's been really long. I hope you guys don't mind. If anyone's actually stuck around till the end, good on you. Good on you. I doubt it though. I doubt anyone's still here. If you are, please let me know, because that would be bloody amazing. I do want to say thank you to everyone, if you are still watching, for your support and for understanding. And I'm sorry that I've held back so much. It's so hard. I just don't want to be the annoying person. I don't want to be attention seeking. And this isn't for pity. Like, it's not a pity party. I don't want anyone's pity. I don't want anyone's anything. I am, you know, it is what it is. It's just, I just need to kind of like put it out there. So maybe like when you start seeing videos that are a bit different, and maybe you can understand why. It's not necessarily that I was fake. It's just, I just edited out the wrong things, I think, to like for the sake of having a video be like X minutes long. So I think that was to my detriment, to the video's detriment. I don't know how I'm explaining it, but yeah, I didn't make the best decisions when editing stuff. So like the videos I put out were good, but they weren't necessarily being set apart from just another person's video, because everything that makes me and me special. And you know, I feel like so bad because I don't have very many friends at all. I'm like not good at making friends. But like the few people that I do have, what makes them like me are hopefully me. I hope that I don't annoy them too much, because I always feel like I'm like a super annoying person. But you know, I didn't really keep that in. I just kept in like the information about like whatever product or whatever thing that video was about. So hopefully you guys like what's coming. I'm pretty excited about some of them. I'm not sure how I'm going to exactly film one in particular. I have a good idea actually for like the video stuff, because I was like a while ago, I was gonna like film Sims videos like on my computer, like playing Sims and stuff, but I get so exhausted. Like I can't play games on the computer all day long. I just get too mentally tired because I'm not used to playing games. Like I wasn't brought up playing games, so I have to think a lot about what I'm doing. So it's not like an easy switch off kind of thing for me. So but I did figure out how to like record my screen, but I'm just gonna have to probably like, I don't know, tape my phone to the top so you can see me explaining what I'm doing for all that stuff. But yeah, anyway, I've been talking for so long. Thank you guys for the support if you're still here. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys very, very soon in another video.